Hi, Peter Charles here, Hooked for Life Fly Fishing. And if you've seen my last video, I've talked you into some winter casting for practice. To get out there on the snow and work on casting problems and perhaps developing new skills. So, what's the best line for you to use to go out and practice in winter? I think the simplest answer for a lot of us will be, you've got this one line. This is a Kelly Gloop streamer line. Let's say you do 90% of your fishing with this particular line. Well, that's the one I would take out to practice with. Because, first off, as I say, casting on snow doesn't wreck your lines like casting on grass can do. And you really need to practice with the line that you're going to go fishing with. But let's say you have a variety of lines, or you're interested in developing your skills. Well, this is an Airflow Elite standard trout line. It's AFTMA rated accurately. This is a 6 weight, so it's 160 grains over 30 feet. I've got it on my ass with 6 weight. So if I wanted to go practice accuracy, distance, whatever it is I wanted to practice, a bog standard AFTMA line with a regular front taper is probably the best choice because it's not going to present any unique challenges because of the nature of the line. For example, if I'm going to go for distance with this streamer line, because it's a short head design with a short front taper, it can get a little bit challenging to go for distance with it. So this is just one of many lines, it doesn't make sense to practice distance casting with this. However, with an AFTMA standard line, learning to cast one of these for distance, you actually hone your technique better than if you use an overweight line like that streamer line, because now you have to use technique. You can't just rely on the line being heavy. You have to cast it well. And same with accuracy. Great line to use for accuracy. So if you're looking at trying to get out on the snow with one of your lines, pick the one that is AFTMA rated and has a very standard normal taper. Nothing specialized. And you'll do a lot better job in working on your skills with a line that hasn't built-in characteristics that might help you compensate for casting problem. Like, for example, if your back cast isn't very efficient and you're using an overweight line like this one, you might be able to get away with it. But when you're working with a standard taper line with this that's built to the AFTMA standard, it's less tolerant of those kinds of mistakes. So you're going to have to work a bit on cleaning up your back cast to get a better cast out of it. So that's the type of thing I'm talking about. Use standard taper lines, use lines that meet the AFTMA standard in terms of weight. And the other thing I was saying earlier in my previous video, beauty of snow, you don't have to worry about wrecking your PVC lines. And the other thing too, if you wanted to buy a line for practice, you can go out and get the cheapest line out there that is AFTMA standard. And away you go. I mean, there are plenty of lines on the market that just have normal tapers and they meet the AFTMA standard and they don't cost a lot of money. And you can set just one of those up on a cheap reel and that's your practice line. It's a great way to go. So keep that in mind. You don't want to go out with specialized tapers and overweight lines. You're better off going all out with a very standard taper, standard weight line, and you'll get do a lot better job out of practicing and developing new skills. Cheers.